we are going to start with just some introductions and then we'll get into the real good stuff. So, my name's Caroline. I am the director of programs at AGF. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm based in Brooklyn. Um, and I will pass it to, actually, first, we'll just note that Kaylee Valencia, who you can see on the screen, is on a much deserved vacation in Mexico right now for her birthday. So she's not able to join us tonight, but she sends her best, and you all will see her soon. And now I'll pass it to Gabby.
Hello, everyone. I'm Gabrielle Slaughter, the HBCU Lead Program Manager here at AGF. I'm so excited to let you guys know what we have in store this semester. I'm going to pass it to Mia.
Thank you, Gabby. My name is Mia Matthews. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the Program and Communications Manager at HEF, and I am based out of Boston. And I'll pass it back to Karen.
Amazing. So that's our team. Most of you know us, but we do have some new faces on the call. So here we are, and we're so excited to work with you. Before we dive in, I do want to take a second just to acknowledge that it's already been a very difficult start to the year on many fronts. Started off, with an attack in New Orleans on New Year's Day, devastating fires in California, many other things. And we know many of you have been personally affected by these things, and so have we. And so we want you all to know that in our Vote Everywhere community, we're always here for each other, and we aim to be kind and thoughtful about how we're showing up for each other. So, wanted to start with that. And then, of course, also with every new president, regardless of party, a lot of things changed. And so, we've already seen a whole onslaught of changes just in the first week of the new administration. On the first day, Trump signed, I think, over 40 executive orders, among many other things. And it's a lot to keep track of, a ton of news alerts blowing up our phones, a lot of confusion, potentially misinformation, a lot of emotions. It's a total whirlwind. And of course, many of these things have potential to directly impact higher education institutions and the work that we do. But we also really want to view this moment as a continuation of the legacy story that we were founded on. So we were born out of a movement that fought for racial justice, civil and voting rights, and protect against discrimination, and we're still doing that. So just like in 1964, as laws will change and barriers pop up, our communities stay the same. We're entering the year knowing that we're the same community as before, and the work that we're doing to build civic leaders, and break down barriers to civic engagement is more important than ever. So that's how we as a programs team and a staff at AGF have been approaching our planning, and we have some really exciting stuff planned for this semester and the year. But before we get into that, we also want to pause and see what people are feeling and thinking about right now. We did something similar in our post-election day town hall. So for those of you who were there, um, you'll kind of recognize this, although with a slightly different angle. But we're gonna drop a word cloud link in the chat. And we would love for you all to open it up. I'm also gonna screen share. So give us just a minute while we run through the tech. Let's see. And this will be totally anonymous, so would really love to have you all participate. And we just want to get a sense of how people are showing up today and what the semester might look like. So can everyone see this word cloud? Okay,
Yes.
thanks. So you should have the link in the chat. Please click in. And yeah, the first question, where are you focusing your energy right now? And I'm going to leave that totally open to your interpretation. And I'll give about a minute and we can sit quietly while people think about this. I'll give it like 20 more seconds. So if you didn't get to put one in yet, you still have a minute. But these are really, really beautiful and powerful. Thank you all so much for participating. All right. I think you can still add more as we move on to the next one. So if you have any other ideas, feel free. But the next question is, how can we support you in the coming months? And this is, something that we will really use to guide how we support you all, and will help give us ideas and want to know where everyone's coming from. Oh, is there not? I'm realizing there might not be hmm, a way to add anything to this. Hmm. Well, we can roll with a tech snafu. If folks can put the answer to this question in the chat, then we can populate this later. So I'll actually leave the first question up while people put your answers in the chat. But please do just take a second to put in the chat how you would like us to support you this semester. These are great. I will stop the screen share and let Mia pull the slides back up, but please keep dropping some of your ideas in the chat, and then we'll move on in just a moment. But you can keep throwing your ideas in the chat for the whole rest of the call.
Yeah, thank you for letting us know how we can support you more. Speaking of current support, can you see my screen right now? Yes, cool, awesome. Well, let's before we continue moving on, I think it'd be important for us to pause and reflect on last semester, in which we set some ambitious goals for the 2024 campaign to the polls in preparation for the presidential election. We set goals to register 10,000 voters, host 600 events across the network, recruit 150 poll workers, and engage with 100,000 young voters. Throughout the last semester, what actually happened is how you all registered 15,157 voters, hosted 1,324 events, recruited 332 poll workers, and engaged with over 485,762 people. It's nearly 500,000, reaching each of these goals and then some for what all resulted in the furthest reach of the Andrew Goodman Vote Everywhere program to date. You should all be extremely proud of what you accomplished. And I'll pass it to Gabby to focus on this semester.
Okay, so we have something really exciting. I hope you guys will be excited about it as well to launch this year. We're going to be introducing semester themes. So this year, as a part of our 2025 programs plan, we decided to set semester themes. Part of our idea behind these themes was to give you all some more guidance on what kind of events you could be having on your campus and what messaging you could be putting out. The theme is meant to be a sort of roadmap or tool for you all while still having flexibility to be creative and adapt to your campus's needs. So, without further ado, this semester's theme is From Campus to Community. There'll be more elections this year than there were in 2024, many of them county and local school board elections. We know these are often the elections that impact people's day-to-day lives the most, including yours as students. We also know that more broadly, beyond any one election, we have a great need to invest in community right now, and we are encouraging you all to do so. As part of this theme, we are rolling out an expectation that every campus team has an event or action rooted in community this semester. This could look like many different things. For example, a day of service, presenting civic engagement to high schools, canvassing with partner organizations, event with community partners off campus, inviting the surrounding community to an event on campus. Many of you do these kind of events already, which is great, but if you don't, now it's time to start or give you the opportunity to do so. As we move into the semester, we will continue providing new resources and trainings to support your work engaging with communities on and near your campus. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys are excited about it.
Yes, thank you, Gabby. I know we're super excited. I see some folks in the chat. Jasmine, glad you're excited about it. And we'll keep kind of playing around with this and would love any feedback and creativity coming from you all as well. So, with that in mind, we want to talk a little bit about what this semester will look like. You've heard us say it before, you're going to hear us say it many more times. One of our favorite things is institutionalization. We typically focus on this, especially in spring semesters, which I think some people even put in the chat, without the rush of a huge federal election like we just had and the onslaught of dates and deadlines. We really have more time to be strategic and work to make civic engagement and voting part of the student experience on your campuses for the long haul in a sustainable way. So we define institutionalization as the process of integrating nonpartisan civic engagement and education into an institution's existing operations and culture. So, we expect that in addition to the amazing events that you all are always hosting and the other kinds of peer-to-peer work that you're doing, you're also working towards an institutionalization project. And this is one of the things that we'll talk about a lot in our team meetings with program managers. So don't worry if you're, not sure what that looks like right now. We also have lots of ideas in the ambassador handbook, but we wanted to take a minute and actually just share some examples from within our Vote Everywhere network of the things on the screen. So I'll pass it to Mia and Gabby, who will share a couple examples.
Yeah, thank you, Caroline. The first example we have here is from North Carolina from 2023, in which in the fall semester, law required voters to show an acceptable photo ID defied by a fairly restrictive list. So as a result, Andrew Goodman ambassadors at Elon University, Western Carolina University, and Elizabeth City State University spent much of the fall 2023 semester working with campus administration to create or disseminate new student IDs that met those state requirements. Another example is how, after years of having a polling site on the edge of campus, the team at University of California, Berkeley hosted a polling site in their public service center for the first time in the California primaries, and it was very successful. They have since worked to sign a memorandum of understanding that secures their on-campus polling site for years to come. And I'll pass it to Gabby for some more examples.
Okay, here are some examples of civic engagement on class syllabus or curriculum. So many Vote Everywhere campus teams conducted classroom visits where they gave presentations about how to register to vote, provided reminders about important election deadlines, instructed students on how to research their ballots, and even recruited poll workers. Some campuses that did this are Georgetown University partnered with the University Registrar Office on their campus to obtain a list of classes with over 100 students. The Andrew Goodman ambassadors used this list to strategically visit classrooms where they would make the most impact. Another example is at Simpson College. These presentations are actually officially a part of the first year curriculum as of a few years ago, meaning at this point they have reached nearly every student on campus. Allegheny, is the last one. After a sustained effort by multiple cohorts of the Andrew Goodman Foundation, the ambassadors at Allegheny College since 2019, in the spring of 2024, they successfully advocated for Election Day to take place on Gator Day, a day free from classes for the campus in Medville, Pennsylvania, ahead of the 2024 general election. This removed one of the biggest barriers to student engagement on Election Day, time.
Thank you for sharing those examples. Um, Now we can move into some important reminders for this semester. So the first one's exciting. This semester we'll be hosting a network-wide training on media literacy. With ongoing threats to fact-checking programs across different social media platforms, it's more important than ever to be equipped with the tools and literacy needed to detect misinformation. The date and time for this training will be announced soon, so stay tuned. And this is ongoing. In the beginning of each semester, look forward to receiving an email with a Calendly link from your program manager to schedule your biweekly calls for this semester. And just as a reminder, campus teams must meet at least 6 or more times throughout the semester. All members or established point of contact are required to be present at all meetings via Zoom.
And I just want to remind you guys of a few things you probably already know, but our Ambassador Handbook is always a great resource to use. As always, one of the most helpful resources you can possibly use is the handbook. The handbook has everything you can need, ambassador and champion expectations, tips and tricks on nonpartisanship, case studies from Vote Everywhere teams over the last several years, our rubric for assessing if your team is meeting the goals of the Vote Everywhere program, and so much more. Please click the link in the chat to check it out and take a moment to familiarize yourself with its content before the semester continues to take off. You should bookmark this and refer back to it often. I also have, oh, I'll wait for the next slide, sorry. Oh, we'll get an updated link or send one. Also, we want to communicate with you guys more consistently. So we've been using Slack for the last few years, but we wanted to see if you guys would prefer us to use a different platform. So drop in the chat if any of these work better than Slack or if you prefer Slack. But here's a link to the current Slack that we have for our ambassadors and program managers. Oh, group me. Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, we have the voter and civic engagement resources in the AGF Resource Center on our website. The link to that will also be dropped in the chat. But as you can see, you can filter the resources you're looking for based on type, subject, author, state, campus, all of that good stuff. So please remember that these are resources you can use to help plan your events or just see what has worked for other campuses in the past or hasn't worked. So yeah, it's there for you. And now I'm going to, oh, sorry. If you have yet to check out AGS Resource Center, now is a great time to do so. Be sure to adjust these filters if you're looking for something in particular, like guides, podcasts, so much more. If you come across a resource that you think will be useful to other campus teams, please let your program manager know so we can add it. I'll now pass to the Director of Communications, Mo Banks, to show you the My Vote Everywhere, My Dot Vote Everywhere, and some more resources.
Thanks, Gabby. Hi everyone. I'm Mo Banks. I'm the director of comms here at AGF. My pronouns are they, them, and I'm always excited to be on these calls because I work behind the scenes to get y'all all these pretty tools and nice little graphics, but I don't often get to see faces and interact with our campus team. So these are personally my favorite calls of the entire year/semester. The real Mo Banks. Thanks for that throwback, Sarah. We were just talking about that before this call happened. Hilarious. I'm excited to share with you guys lots of resources that we have to support your organizing and event planning um, throughout your semester. The comms team is really here to support with making sure that the world sees what you're doing. So if you are having an event and you want to showcase that with pictures, we can hire a photographer to be there. So we have a budget that's reserved specifically for that. So please reach out. We had some awesome photos last year. Shout out to the team at Arizona State University who held a voter registration expo that we got a photographer for. And then also shout out to Pace Team who wanted a photographer. We got to help coordinate that. And we had an additional one show up for a regional meetup that y'all had at Pace. There's photos from that. So it's really fun. I love being able to connect with local photographers. Usually we try to get student photographers, which is always really fun to work with as well. So yeah, please reach out. Do not hesitate at all if you want us to photograph an event. Plus, it's a great way to show off that brand new AGF swag that I know a lot of you have. So please take full advantage of the photography um, that we can provide. We also really love to help you guys with your media literacy, getting some op-eds placed in local publications we can help with. We would love to feature your writing on our website or help you get it, like I said, placed with the school newspaper or something like that. So we're here to help with relations is what that's called, and pitching to media if you're really passionate about something, you want to get your voice out there and you want to do it through writing, let me know. I'll put my email in the chat and we can hang out and talk about that. We also provide additional content for social media. I know a lot of y'all have social media pages for your campus teams. Please use those. Tag us, add us as a collaborator on posts. We can share that. We can, you know, put you guys on our stories. We even have Instagram takeovers where you'll take over AGF's Instagram for a whole day to show us a day in the life of an Andrew Goodman ambassador hosting an event on campus. So we really want to utilize those tools. We love having ambassadors take over our Instagram. Um, we're all here for it. And I will say that a part of my team is also part of the programs team, but Mia Matthews, I did skip over your introduction. You are also part of the comms team. We're a dynamic duo. We're unstoppable. We're here to make sure that your guys' work gets out in the world as broadly and as loudly as possible. So please, please, please reach out to us. We'd love to help out. And as mentioned before, I know the programs team has some media literacy training that's coming up. So we'll definitely be at that one. You're going to hear a lot from us. So we're excited about that. Please reach out with any questions. I'll drop my email in the chat right now.
Amazing. We don't even have a slide for this, but it's just a reminder about program tracker anyway. So I'll just let y'all know that just as a reminder, or for our new folks, that each campus team is required to complete the program tracker after each event. And please send any photos, event flyers, or quotes to your program manager so you can have those materials as well. And that brings us to our end, which I will pass it to Caroline.
Yeah, I think right on time. We love to keep it to a half hour, let you all get back to your busy lives. And anyone who's been to one of these before knows that we love to force a group picture. So we will wait for an awkward 20, 30 seconds for people to come off camera if you want to. Not mandatory, but highly recommend. These always come out really cute, and we just love to get a snapshot of who we had and see all your beautiful faces. So the cameras are coming on real fast. Thank you all so much. Just give like 5 more seconds. And I feel good about this. So we will count down and then have a couple people grab screenshots. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting how to do. Yep, got it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Amazing. I think I got it. Anyone else? Oh, we got a guest appearance too. Amazing. Okay, well, thank you all so much. That's everything. Any questions at all? Always reach out to any of us, especially your program manager. And we are so excited to jump into the semester with you. Thank you all for being with us tonight. Bye.